Hey guys, it's Chelsea Messenger from Picks Parlays. We're talking World Series baseball, game 4 between the Dodgers and the Rays. We've got a promo code for you guys. Use the code BIG10, BIGTEN, if you want 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. No lines on this one just yet. We're talking about an early look at game 4, where it looks like Urias is slated to go for the Dodgers, a lefty who has been really good in the postseason, 4-0 with a .56 ERA so far. Then Tampa Bay is going with a bullpen game. And normally for most teams, that would spell disaster. But Tampa Bay does have one of the best bullpens in baseball, but they are facing a really good Dodgers lineup. We've got Chip Chirimbes here to talk a little baseball. Chip, initial thoughts when it comes to game 4.
Well, of course, it's difficult knowing which team is trailing 2-1, and which doesn't really matter what Rays starter we're going to get out of there. We talked about this. This is an all-staff game. I think they may get Ryan Yarborough. He's the one most likely to succeed Morton on the mound. But Julio's been outrageous. He was 3-0 during the regular season, 3.27 ERA. And like you mentioned, if that wasn't good enough, 4-0 in a postseason, allowing .056 earned runs per game. That's incredible. He closed the Atlanta series game 7 with 3 hitless innings, and the Dodgers closed out the Braves. The problem here is how, when you're going to use a large number of pitchers, as the Tampa Bay Rays are going to do, obviously, then they don't have a solid starter that they know is going to go at least 5 or 6 innings. There's always a chance that one of these 5 or 6 other players that you bring in, these other relievers, are not going to have their best stuff. And you're opening yourself up to a possibility of a large inning in the big inning. And we've seen it happen before with the Dodgers. And like you said, their lineup is very formidable. I think right here, knowing the Rays really should hope that they come into this with a 2-1 lead so they can get their pitching together.
Right. It is a little difficult to do this one for us because game 3 is still in process. So it will depend a lot on how many pitchers the Rays have to use tonight to see kind of how their outlook looks for game 4, because even with full rest, a bullpen game puts a lot of stress on your staff as a whole, and especially with this Dodgers lineup. So on paper, it's looking like it's favoring the Dodgers, especially with Urias on the mound. He's been so good in the postseason and not against slouch hitting teams either. The Braves probably the best lineup outside of the Dodgers when it comes to just pure hitters down the lineup. I think the top of their lineup's probably a bit stronger than the bottom, obviously, but they have some really solid hitters that Urias had no issue with. So really impressive stuff there, especially in the postseason. And just in general, the Dodgers have a ton of postseason experience. It seems like their lineup, top to bottom, is really good. They can have a 9-hole hitter come in and hit a home run. It seems like Chris Taylor's always doing big things. Kike Hernandez, it just goes down the list. So it's going to be really tough for this Tampa Bay bullpen.
I can see the Dodgers being $1.50, $1.60 easy with the pitching staff they have. They know who's starting for them. Just a reminder to all out there, Megabuck winners in Major League Baseball, top plays 21-9, Chelsa, the last 30 days. And we're looking for another big winner. We'll have this one figured out by game time on Saturday. I can give you that much.
Any insight to if the line is too high, like what would the number be for you to say take the Dodgers? Is there any price you would not be willing to go for the Dodgers?
I think, I don't like laying heavy favorites. I did come out and lay the Dodgers in game 1. I think the issue here for me is knowing how the results of game 3 ended, because that'll change the mindset for both clubs coming into this. And that would probably have more influence on me than the actual price itself.
Well, that's going to do it for our World Series talk here on Picks and Parlays. Always good insight from Chip Chirimbes. Chip, thanks for joining us.